Hi guys, I'm Jess, and this video I'm gonna share with you everything you need to know about schools here in the UK before you plan to move. Keep in mind this video is gonna be a part 2, and if you missed the part 1, I'll leave the link down here in the description. This video is going to be about primary schools, high schools or secondary schools, nurseries, preschool, college and university. Just please watch to the end of the video and I think we'll understand how everything works here in London. The primary school, they start at age 3 to 11 years old. And after that, you have to apply for secondary school. It's a high school as the popular name. The high school, during year 9, you are allowed to pick the subjects that you are interested in for the next year, and then you can pick anything. Like if you are interested in drama, to learn a new skill with guitars, or any kind of music instrument, with language, with history and architecture and arts, design, you can pick. It was between 5 and 6 subjects you are allowed to pick, but you have to keep in mind maths and English, they will have no matter what. So it doesn't matter if you want to focus or study in arts, because you still have to do English and science and maths. The GCSEs, the last 2 years of the high school, so they start in year 10 and they finish in year 11. So in year 10, you prepare yourself to do the test. So you do the class that you chose and also the other class that you need to do it. And during the whole year, you are practicing and learning how to develop the skills to do the test. And at the end of year 11, between I think it's May or June, that you need to do the test. But the whole year 11 is preparing you to do the tests. They have a lot of mock tests. They do loads of trips. Like my daughter applied to do drama, and she went to many school trips to see a lot of different plays. Like we went to see Matilda, The Lion King, Grease, Mamma Mia, and the list goes on. So they are really focused for you to understand a lot of things about the drama, the acting, and how to do a script and everything. So they are really good. And after you finish your year 11 and preparing for the test, so you have the prom. I think it's June or July, and the end of the year 11. You have to do the test for GCSEs, and you only get the results the 3rd Thursday of August. Once you get the results, you can apply for college, for university, or if you decide to do the 6th form. The 6th form is the last 2 years of the high school, but you don't have to do it. It's optional. But most of the kids, they do it because it's free. If you want to do any kind of course in a college, you have to pay it. If you do choose to do a 6th form, you do an extra 2 years for free. So most of the kids, they do this, the 6th form. And also another thing is, when you finish the 6th form, you can apply to do another test. It's called A-levels. And this test, you can do it to join like Oxford or Cambridge University or any good university here in the UK. Keep in mind, all the universities are private, and then you have to pay for it. If you decide to do a college, there are a lot of different prices for you to choose from. There are short courses. They can charge you like £100, £200, depends of how deep you need to understand. Like for hairdressers, if you just need to learn how to do the coloring, it depends. Like if you want to do like a degree, you could, like they have engineering and nursing, a lot of this you need to do like at least 2 years, and it will cost you about 5K. If you go to university, for most of people who have the right to live here, or will charge you between 9 to 10K a year. But please keep in mind the price that I mentioned is only cover the tuition fee. All the other expenses is extra, like accommodation, books, field trips, food, transportation, and everything you need on the daily basis is extra. So I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to you, but here in the UK, they don't do tests based on grades on the primary school kids. So the things they do tests like spelling tests, maths tests, and anything they need to do. Just for the teacher to understand where she needs to focus to help your child to improve. So one thing that I like here, there are some days that the kids are not well, or they have been ill, or they've been away, or whatever. For any reason, the child could not have a good grade on the spelling test. But the next day, they will do another test and he will be okay. Or the next week, he will be better. So these grades on these spelling tests or maths tests doesn't affect your school report in the end of the year. And most of the time during the reports, and they will write about your child, saying what was he's good at, what he's exceeded at, what he's really, really good, and they were not expecting that, and a recommendation letter for the next year. And also they will say how proud they were about your improvements and everything, and they will give you a grade like outstanding, good, and needs improvement. But what I can tell you, I never saw a child get a needs improvement, at least on my child's school. I don't know, it's because it's an outstanding school, so the kids learn in a different way. So, but I can tell you, if they have to do it, they will. But because the school give you help and during the whole year, so I think most of the kids will achieve what they're expecting. Communications between parents and school, most of the time you can speak it straight to your teacher by the beginning of the school day when you are doing the school run. At this time, you can let the teacher know with a quick conversation what is going on. Like if I want to let her know my son was ill the night before, he had a high temperature, I was just like, please, could you keep an eye on him? He had a high temperature, but I gave him medicine and I hope he'll be okay. Please let me know if something happened. And the school will keep an eye on the child through the day. If he needs anything, they will call you. But if you need a more serious conversation, if something happened, if you are not happy, for any reason, you could call the school or go to the office and tell them that you need to book an appointment to have a conversation with the teacher or with the head teacher, with the deputy head teacher, or with the SENCO for kids who have special needs. The person who deals with everything in the school for the special needs kids is called the SENCO. For most of the school days, as I said, they start at 8 and they have a snack around 10. Around midday, they have a lunch break for usually half an hour for the kids to have lunch, and then half an hour of playtime. And the kids are in the key stage 1 when they are from nursery to year 1 or 2. They have 2 breaks during the day. One is for the snack and another is an extra playtime. So for the kids will be allowed to go outside and play a little bit and then come back. For kids from year 3 and above, there's K stage 2, they only have an extra snack time. So usually they have between around 10, and they are allowed to eat fruit or some kind of snack, and then after that they go to lunch. They have a 1 hour lunch break, usually between midday and 1 p.m. And there are 2 options. Your child can have school dinners or packed lunch. With school dinners, you usually, if your child is between reception and year 2, it's free. And if he's year 3 and above, he has to pay £2.50 a day. And this price covers the meal, the hot meal actually, and the dessert and a drink. The drink is most of the time water or milk. And some special schools or some special days, they allow the kids to have a squash. It's a kind of juice with water. And yeah, so that's it. So I'm allowed to have any kind of nuts or chocolates inside the packed lunch. So you can use bread, biscuits. In my case, my son eats pasta every day, and I can do a proper lunch meal for him and put on his packed lunch. The benefits from the public school are you have a free meal and until your child is age of year 2. You have a free milk or fruit when they are in nursery and reception. You also have a free school gear that includes the pencil, the notebooks, and coloring pen, rubbers, and everything you need you don't have to worry about. So the low cost of the meal is about £2.50 a day. Another benefit from the schools here in the UK as they have school uniform. So this is really good, so you don't have to think about what do you need to use. Like in the US, you can go with any clothes you want, so you most of the time you need to decide which clothes you want to use. Here in the UK, all the schools, they have uniform, and 2 different kinds of uniform: summer uniform and then winter uniform. School also has tablet computers for each one of the kids. So when they have like computing club and anything they need to do on the computer, they have their own. And I don't know how many there are inside the school, or if they only have like a certain amount and they share between the classrooms. So I don't know for sure how to explain you about that, but the only thing I can tell you, they do provide computer and iPads for your child to learn. There are 30 kids in the classroom, most of the time with 1 teacher and 2 teacher assistants. But if your child has special needs, the school will provide, in certain case, the school will provide a one-to-one to help your child. There are many options of private school here in the UK, and the cost will be around 18 to 50k a year. But there are special schools that could cost even more, like Eton College that Prince William went to, cost £63,000 a year. So it's a lot of money. Options: if you want your child to go to a private school but you don't have the money to pay, you can also ask for sponsorship, especially if your kid is really good in maths or any kind of sports or music or arts. There are any kind of sponsorship, so they can pay like half or the full tuition fee for you. If you need to know about the school prices or how to apply, you need to get in contact with one of the schools, like through the website, or visit the school by yourself, or just call them, and they will provide you with all the information you need to complete the process. The benefits to go to a private school are less kids inside the classroom, usually it's between 13 and 15. Tables, which means that all the information I gave it to you about the breaks and the school are completely different. So each school, it will be different. So you need to check with the school you want to apply. We also have the boarding school. That means the kids can sleep and stay for months inside the schools, like Harry Potter movie. And also we have different kind of school uniforms. There are kids that use hats and scarves and a lot of things that are different from the public school. There are more teachers and helpers available for your child if he needs an extra help. So let's talk about nurseries now. There are a few options if you have a child under 3. So the first one, if you go to a nursery. The second one, if you to go for preschool. The third one is to have a childminder. The fourth one, if you have a nanny. So the first one, the nursery, you need to understand there are loads of options of between the time from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and you can drop off and pick up your child anytime you need between this time. To go to a preschool, there are 3 options: morning session, afternoon session, and full day session. So for the morning session, they start at 8, usually go until noon. And from the afternoon session, they start at 1 and they finish at 3. And for the lunch break is from midday to 1 p.m. You can pay extra for each one of them to stay for longer, or if the morning session stay for 1 extra hour, or if the afternoon session arrive 1 hour early. But if you stay in the full day, we'll be covering the whole time. So we'll be dropping off your kid about 8 a.m. and pick them up about 3 p.m. For the childminder, it's someone, they have a license to look after the kids. They have a license by the government, so they are allowed to look after 1 to 15 kids at once. You need to drop off your child at the childminder house, and she'll have to deal with the kids for the whole time that you agreed off. And she will charge you a price for the day. For the nanny, she will come to your house and look after your child, and she will charge you by hour. The place I'm living, they charge me, the cheapest one I can have is £10 an hour. And I know there are a few nannies they can charge about £20-25 an hour, depends how good she is or he is. For the price of nurseries and childminder and nannies, they vary, especially if you are located in a very expensive neighborhood like Chelsea, Belgravia, and Westminster. But if you are in a different neighborhood, they are more accessible. An hour. And I know there are another nannies here, they can charge up to £25 an hour. So it's a little bit expensive, but it is up to you. You have to decide what do you want to do. So there are some people, they are entitled to have some help from the government. So if you need to check if you are able to have some money or any information that you need, I will leave a link in the description so you can check this out. When my son started school, he was under 3 and I had to pay for him. They charged me daily, but I paid by the term. So that he turns 3, because he turned 3 in November, and they applied to the government to fund his tuition fee. And because of that, starting from January, I didn't have to pay for him until his reception. So it was really good, but it was really helpful. If you always wanted to know how to put your child in homeschooling, I'm gonna tell you right now. So it's not easier as you may think. It's not just keep your child outside of school and give him some lessons and we'll be okay. So here in the UK, it's not like that. And I don't know how it works in another country, because I've seen a lot of people in social media sharing their lifestyle on a motorhome, living in all different countries and everywhere in the world. But here in the UK, if you want to homeschooling your child, keep in mind you have to provide everything your child needs. And I have to say, it is a lot of money. So the first things first, so you have to be able to pay for the tuition fees, for tests, for all the school gears your child might need, resource, online class, and everything needs to be your responsibility. Here in London, if you want to be homeschooled, most of the schools will offer 1/3 of the price for the tuition fee. So it will be costing you be around £8,000 a year. So, plus all the other things you need to buy, like school gear and the test fees and everything. If they need to do like GCSE tests or A-level tests, the government will charge you for that. Well, guys, I think I covered all the topics I mentioned. And if you think that I forgot to mention anything, or if you have any questions, please leave the comment down below that I will reply you as soon as I can. And if you want to give me any suggestion about any kind of topic that you are interested of, so please let me know. And I will, as I said, I will do my best to do the videos to help you out, because I'm struggling right now. I am in the process to move to a different country, and I needed all the information that I am here to provide you. So that's the reason I'm doing this video. So please thumbs up if you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.